Have you guys ever looked at a car photographer's photo and been like, I want mine to look like that, but I have no idea how to do that? Then this video is probably for you because I'm going to be doing a 5-minute editing tutorial on Adobe Lightroom to show you guys how to take your beginner photos and make them look professional. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of my editing tutorial series. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Preston Stryker. I'm an automotive photographer and videographer, and with that being said, I'm going to stop talking so we can get right into this video. For this video, we're going to be using this beautiful M4 comp that I took a picture of at Cars and Coffee Charlotte Motor Speedway. So first things first, I'm going to go in here to this edit section, and we are going to go ahead and scroll all the way down and go ahead and turn on enable lens correction. That just takes any of the lens vignetting out and lens distortion. Alright, second thing that I like to do, we're going to go to the crop section and auto crop that, make sure that looks good. Go down here to remove. Alright. From here, we're going to use generative AI, and then sometimes you can detect objects, and it'll go ahead and detect that person right there sometimes. Sometimes you might have to manually go in and do it, though. And then see how that looks. Sometimes you guys are going to have to go back over it because generative AI doesn't do the best job sometimes, but here it did okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete that. And then we're going to go right here. And we're going to go back over it because sometimes generative AI sucks. If you guys don't know who this is episode 1 media. So make sure you guys go check his stuff out on Instagram. Also has a YouTube channel. He reminds me a lot of Life Through Optics. Also, Life Through Optics, make sure you guys go check him out. Ben Hargreaves out too, because his content is super good, especially as a beginner. And we're going to go ahead and keep that one right there. And then as you can tell, here's the before and after so far. And then we're going to go in here. We're going to cross this guy out too. And this person back here, just because just don't like heads popping out the whole time. And again, sometimes you guys are going to have to go back over certain areas, but overall right here, did a pretty good job of getting heads out. Alright, next thing that you guys are going to want to do, you're going to go into the mask, and there's 3 masks that I like to do: subject, background, and linear gradient. Those are the 3 basic masks that you need to really focus on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the subject, and as you can tell, it did a pretty good job here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go down to the exposure. We're going to bump the exposure slightly up to 0.12. Contrast, bump it up to plus 11. Highlights, bump them all the way down. Shadows, I want you guys to bump the shadows up to 100. Then whites, bring them down just a little bit right there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go back up. Create our second mask, which is going to be that background mask that I was just talking about there. Alright, and what you guys want to do here, bump that exposure down to really take that background off the car. And you guys are going to take the contrast, bump it up. Highlights, you guys can bump those down. Whites, whatever, you can bump the whites down a little bit to make it a little bit darker. I'm going to keep the whites right at. The whites are going to stay right at 0 for this one. Alright, that looks pretty good. So far, here's the before and after. Alright, third mask we're going to do is going to be that linear gradient. So you're going to click linear gradient, take your cursor, drag it all the way up. I'm going to go right to the middle of the car, so right under the BMW logo in the middle of the trunk. And you guys are going to go over here and bump the contrast down, or bump the exposure down, contrast up just a little bit. As you can tell, that just takes the viewer's eye and attracts it to the car, bringing it up so that the ground doesn't blend with the car at all. Alright, overall, that's going to wrap up the video. Those are just 3 basic edits, well, 5 basic edits that I like to do as a beginner editor and car photographer. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Let me know if it helped you, and stay tuned.